Tariffs. Let's talk about tariffs. This time, though, not about the United States. Instead, we are talking about the European Union, the EU. Tariffs are being placed on steel. I've heard a lot about this here in the UK, for example. It's really going to affect the steel industry here, and it's also going to affect the steel industry with anybody they do trade with. And it's also hurting some companies as well, as an automotive giant in Europe is struggling. Their shares have absolutely tumbled following this announcement. Which automaker is this? How much have they tumbled by, and what are going to be the knock-on effects from this? Let's have a look, guys. So shares of Europe's biggest car makers traded lower on Wednesday amid concern that the EU's latest efforts to protect the domestic steel market could threaten the regular auto sector. The European Commission, which is the EU's executive arm, announced on Tuesday that it plans to hike steel tariffs and sharply cut import quotas, seeking to offer strong and permanent protection to the region's steel industry. And one of these automakers is none other than Germany's BMW. Beamer are really struggling as a result of this. Their stock fell by 8.3% on Wednesday after this announcement on Tuesday. And as a result, they slipped to the bottom of the Stock 600 index. As a result, this was also their worst trading day since September 2024. And they issued a fresh profit warning on Tuesday, citing slow growth in China and the ongoing impact of US import tariffs. This problem wasn't exclusive to BMW though. Other German automakers such as Mercedes and Volkswagen also saw similar hits. They were down by 2%. Over in France, Renault fell by 1.8%, and Stellantis, one of the big three of Detroit, they are listed over in Milan, of course, in Italy. They fell down by 1.2%. And the problems were not exclusive to Europe either. Ford fell by around 0.7%. However, General Motors, GM, they barely changed during this time. So, interesting for sure, guys. I mean, it's going to impact these companies. It's not good. They use steel to make their cars. So, the price of steel effectively going up for them. That will, of course, mean that their profits are hit, their shares will go down, uncertainty goes up. That's how the stock market works. It'll normalise eventually, but in the long term, it could really hurt the automakers of Europe. But get your say in the comments below, guys. What do you think about this one? Is this something to worry about, or is this just a relative blip, a relative flash in the pan, as it were? I want to hear what you have to say, as always, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. As always, guys, have a fantastic day wherever you're on the world today, and we'll see you very soon.